Hi, welcome to Yoga Snacks with Colleen. Today we are going to do some stretches for the hips and also for the jaw. The jaw and the hips are connected, and if you're feeling tightness in one area, stretching one area or the other can help relieve that tension. We'll start out today in a seated position, maybe bringing one foot up onto your thigh, allowing the eyes to come to closed. Hands can be up for receiving energy or down for grounding. Taking a moment here, allowing the spine to be straight. Imagining that invisible line pulling your head up towards the ceiling. Heart is open, shoulders roll back, up and back down the back, away from the ears. And connecting with the breath here, imagining you're inflating a tire all the way from the front body to the back body, allowing for a deep inhale through the nose and a big exhale out of the mouth. Another deep inhale through the nose and a big slow exhale out of the mouth. After this next inhale, sealing the lips and allowing the exhale to come back out of the nose. Eyes can flutter, butterfly back opened, and allowing the right arm to come across the body, left arm comes up, maybe crossing the elbows, finding a shoulder stretch here, pulling the left arm in towards you. And releasing, switching sides. You can either be mirroring me or doing the opposite of me. As long as you're getting to both sides, that's really all that matters. And gently releasing. Making your way to a tabletop position. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And if you look behind you, your feet should disappear. We'll come through 2 rounds of cat-cow here on your own breath. And an inhale, chin comes to chest, rolling through the spine. Exhale, belly lowers, head and tailbone lift. Inhale, chin comes to chest, rolling through the spine. And exhaling, belly lowers, head and tailbone lift. And walking your hands forward about a handprint and a half. Tucking the toes, pressing all the way up to your down dog. Maybe pedaling the feet out here. Walking your dog just a little. Stretching out the hamstrings. And then returning to stillness. On an inhale, we'll roll forward to plank. And exhale all the way back to down dog. Again, on an inhale, rolling all the way forward to plank. Exhale, coming back up to down dog. And taking your feet out wide on the mat. We're gonna walk the hands all the way back, finding ourselves in a deep forward fold. And allowing the head to be heavy here. We're gonna scrunch up the face, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, any little muscles you can. And then release them. And now taking your fingertips, we're gonna press along the hairline, giving yourself a little scalp massage, making your way to the jaw muscles as promised, and just pressing into that jaw muscle, giving a little attention, trying to signal to the body to release any tension that it's holding, maybe pressing around the ears, back behind the ears into the lymph glands. And again, coming back forward, making sure you didn't miss any parts of the jaw that needed it. And then gently releasing. We're gonna grab opposite elbows, sway a little side to side, maybe giving a tug on one elbow or the other. Finding a little bit of a side body stretch here. And again, releasing the hands. Gonna walk the feet together to about hips distance apart. Either grabbing your big toe with your pointer and middle finger and thumb, or finding a place somewhere along the shins. If you have yogi toe hold here, then working towards pressing the elbows away from you, maybe straightening the legs out. It's also all right if the legs have a slight bend, maybe moving your nose closer to your knees here. Returning to the breath, allowing the head and neck to be heavy. And gently releasing, we're gonna walk the hands all the way back up to our down dog, pressing the heels down towards the mat, pressing the hands down into the mat, the fingertips, the base of the hands. Hi, Pickles. And then on an inhale, right foot reaches up to 3-point. We're gonna find our scorpion tail here. So bending the knee, opening the hip up, pointing the knee up towards the ceiling. Oops, sorry, you can't see it that well. And on an exhale, bringing the knee back to closed, and then coming into our pigeon pose, bringing the right knee towards the right wrist, right foot towards the left wrist, starting out coming to a flat back here for a moment, finding a round of breath, making sure that your back leg is not sickling from one side or to the other, making sure hips are square, and then slowly coming down. Maybe you have a block or a pillow if you need it to rest the head, or working towards not holding any tension in any other part of the body, so that the hip can really open up and release. And not coming all the way to your edge here, because we will hold this for longer than a minute. Whenever we're getting into the hips, we want to hold it a little longer because the hips are such a big muscle. And returning to the breath. Maybe on your inhale, finding a little length. Exhale, finding depth. Always knowing in any of these poses, if you're ever in any pain, that you should gently come out of it. If it feels like you're doing work, that is as it should be. And slowly, slowly pressing back up. And allowing your right knee to come back to meet the left. Maybe doing some small hip circles if that feels good on the right side. And then when you're ready, pressing all the way up to down dog. Finding a round of breath here. And on your next inhale, left foot comes up to 3-point again, finding that scorpion tail, that bent knee, opening that left hip up. Left knee is pointing up towards the ceiling. And then moving into our pigeon on this side. So allowing the left knee to come towards the left wrist and the left foot comes towards the right wrist. Again, making sure your leg isn't moving too far from one side or the other. First coming up to a flat back and then slowly coming down into your pose. Maybe forehead comes down to the mat, or maybe on top of your hands, or again, maybe using a pillow or a block, knowing we're going to hold this a little longer than a minute. So coming to a comfortable place, but not all the way to your edge. And slowly, slowly pressing yourself back up and allowing the left knee to come back towards the right. Again, maybe finding some hip circles, big or small, flossing out the hip. And then making your way back down to a seated position. And coming back to where we started. Maybe hands are again planted down on the knees or maybe facing up. And sealing in this practice with a round of breath, taking a deep inhale through the nose and a big exhale out of the mouth. Thank you for joining me in this short practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.